Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you everything I have in bloom for the month of December. I have a lot of new Cattleyas to show you, some that bloom for the first time, including this one, and some of my Hoyas. So let's jump right in. So the first orchid in bloom that I had for the month is the Cattleya jungleis. This bloomed for the first time for me, and it's a beautiful Cattleya Aclandiae hybrid. I really like these. You guys know that I love Richard Mueller, but my second favorite kind of Cattleya bloom is the Cattleya Aclandiae hybrids. I do find them a little bit harder to bloom than the Richard Mueller, but when they do bloom, I do find that they have really nice fragrance. I love the spotting on them, and this one has like a spicy floral kind of fragrance. It's beautiful, it's very strong, and I do find that there's a lot of variation with these blooms. I got this one from Gold Country Orchids. Absolutely love how it turned out, and it took me 2 years to get it to bloom. I am gonna repot it soon, but I'm very happy with how this one turned out, and it's always nice to see first time bloomers. Really love this one. Now this one I also bought along with the Cattleya jungleis from Gold Country, and this one's the BC Hippodamia crossed with the Cattleya Small World. This is another Cattleya Aclandiae hybrid, and I just don't love that it's a very rambly growth habit, so I do have to repot it. I have to stake the growths, but the Hippodamia kind of grows everywhere. This one is also, like I mentioned, has a lot of Cattleya Aclandiae in it. It's a little less spotted. It is fragrant as well. However, I don't love the fragrance on this one. It doesn't have that spicy floral, but it smells like wet grass, but like a wet dog or like cat pee. It's not the most pleasant fragrance. It's not my favorite either. It's pretty, but I don't know about this one. I love the jungleis more, but it's cute. I love the lip, but just that fragrance, it really doesn't do it for me. So this one I'm not really loving, but it was nice to see it bloom for the first time. The next orchid in bloom is one that blooms quite often. This one's the Dendrobium Pink Sparkle. It had a much larger cascading spike about 2 months ago, and then my cat started eating it. So I don't think I was even able to show the really long cascading spike. So this one's a little shorter than the last one, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. This was gifted to me by Michael McCarthy, and I love it because it's constantly blooming, and I know that the bloom count just continues to improve, and then it's called the Pink Sparkle because when you kind of look at it on an angle, and I'm trying to see if I could show it to you, but it's very hard, it sparkles. So this is a very nice, easy to grow hybrid, and if you want something that's vigorous, this is a good one, and it's not too big. It doesn't take up too much space, so I love to see this one grow, and it's definitely a keeper in my collection. Now for the next orchid that I have in bloom, this one is the Cattleya Trick or Treat Mas Naranja, and this is so nice. So I had 11 blooms on it this time. It's still in bloom. The blooms last a really long time, but unlike the other orchids that I showed you, this one is a lot taller than I expected. So this is one of my largest Cattleya orchids. It has slender growths, but they're quite tall. There's no fragrance on this, but it has really beautiful flowers, and 11 is the most that I've ever gotten. And in fact, the spike got so heavy it bent over, so moving forward, I know I have to stake it. I got this from the Tamiami Orchid Festival in 2021, so I've had it for 2 years, and it just keeps improving every time it blooms, and it's growing really nicely. I never repotted it when I got it. It's overdue. I have to do so many repottings, but despite this not having fragrance, I'll say that it is extremely beautiful. It is very easy to grow, and those blooms are so cute. I love that orange. This next one is a Bulbophyllum unregistered hybrid, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I've had this for a couple of years. It blooms every now and then, and the blooms don't really last too long. What I do think is cool is if you move this flower around, it has like where the petals are, it has these little things that kind of move. I don't even know how to describe it, but they kind of jiggle. I don't even know how to describe what I'm talking about with they, but it kind of jiggles. It doesn't really have a fragrance. I don't know how I feel about it. The blooms last about a week. I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't require too much light. It blooms like every year or so. It's random, but I should definitely repot it as well. But this is a different orchid. I don't have too many bulbophyllums, just two. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. This one's a Prada Green Deluxe. I showed it in my last video real quick, but I didn't get a video of it. And I found spider mites on the flower again. I thought I got all of them, but it faded. I will treat it once more, but just letting you guys know an update. Now this next one, I'm really, really, really excited about it. This one is the BLC Volcano Delight Volcano Queen. Oh my God, it took me 3 years to bloom it for the first time. It bloomed about 6 months ago and it is blooming again. So 3 years from a baby little seedling to now. So this was very rewarding for me to see it. It's got Cattleya dowiana in it, quite a lot of it. So most of that, the inside of that lip looks like the Cattleya dowiana. It's got a really nice fragrance to it. I was thinking about the fragrance and I felt like it was like a Cattleya fragrance that was really sweet, and the more I smelled it, the more I thought, gee, this smells like cotton candy. So it's a really nice sweet fragrance. It's strong. The petals have substance. They're kind of waxy. They're not too floofy, so this tends to last about a month, which is quite nice for a Cattleya. Sometimes they last 2 to 3 weeks, but this one lasts for a month. Love it. Very vigorous. I might have to divide it soon. Beautiful Cattleya orchid. Now the last few blooms that I'm going to show you are my Hoya. So my Khroniana Super Silver bloomed. This has a nice perfume on it, and it smells like I don't know, it's not a perfume I would wear, but it fills my apartment up, so it's pretty cool. So it's nice to see this one bloom. Like I could smell this from very far away. And I do want to show you my Hoya Bella. I had trouble blooming this for a year, and I had it in semi-hydro, and I decided to take it out of semi-hydro and put it in moisture retentive soil, and that did the trick. It's blooming so much and it is beautiful. The blooms are fragrant. It smells like strong sunscreen, which is interesting, but I love seeing it bloom just because I struggled so much with seeing it bloom. And it started from a tiny cutting, so from a tiny cutting to a massive specimen in my living room in 2 years, I don't mind at all. So that was it for the month of December. I have a lot more coming for January, including a lot of Phalaenopsis orchids. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below which orchid was your favorite, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.